Hey guys, today let's talk about the best way to get accounting and bookkeeping clients. So, number one, there's all about different stages of growth when you are starting your business. I'm looking back and forth because I have some pretty detailed notes on this topic. But number one, it's all about really understanding like the stage of growth that you're in, right? It's like when you're first getting started, you want to start off as close to home and close to your past experiences as possible, and then start spreading outwards over time. So inwards is very, very simple, right? Friends, family, old jobs, old clients, anyone that you've ever spoken to, you need to make sure that you go and talk to them very quickly. Now, I know that's something most people have already thought about, so that's why I'm saying it up front. I'm saying it fast. Now, for some people, you're going to get a good amount of clients and leads from this, but for a majority of people, that's generally not the case. At least it wasn't the case for me, right? Because I didn't really have a lot of business owners that I really knew of. I didn't have family members that own successful businesses. I didn't really work in small businesses in my career, and I just didn't really know anybody, right? Outside of maybe my pastor, I guess, because a church can be considered a business. One of my friends' moms owned a therapy practice, which I actually built a website for when I was running some prior businesses. But outside of that, I didn't really know anybody, right? So it's first things first, if you do know someone, I would highly encourage you to go and build that relationship with them, see if they can actually, want to work with you, want to send clients your way, or want to end up becoming your first set of clients. If you can do that, I mean, that's so instantaneously better, because then you already have some traction. Now, let's assume you don't have any, people inside your friends, family, or immediate network, right? Now you have to start expanding outwards. So I like expanding towards strangers, but strangers that are either in my city or in my state before I start going, all over the United States, right? Because the further and further out you go, there's one extra objection you're gonna get in some cases, which is if you're not right next door, right up the street, how can you help me, right? So that's not a very hard objection to overcome, but when you're starting out, you want to reduce as many objections as possible. So I do that by starting out really, really local, right? Now, easy way to do this is by using social media. Some people say you can go to networking events. I personally don't like networking events. It's just not really my speed, not really my style. It's just, I prefer to, for my business, never leave my house, right? The only time I leave my house is if I'm going to go either to the grocery store, to the gym, go dancing, or do something fun, or go on vacation. That's the only time I leave my house. If I'm doing my business, it's going to either be, in one of my home offices, either the upstairs home office, this home office, or my basement home office. But yeah, because I kind of set up my life so where I really enjoy my house. It's warm right now in Michigan. It's fluctuating between 60 to 20 degrees. Every other day is kind of hit or miss, so it's just the one constant is my house always stays around the same temperature. but most people they try and use networking events, or they use Upwork or different platforms like that. I prefer to utilize more of social media, but the way I utilize social media is very counterintuitive to a lot of people, right? Because a lot of people, when they think of social media, they really think of being an influencer of some sort, right? Where they're putting out millions of pieces of content, maybe they're making videos, they're dancing on TikTok, or they're making YouTube videos, or having to educate people, or maybe they're writing a bunch of posts and stuff. I mean, that can work, case in point, I'm doing that now, but it's generally for a different type of business model than what you're thinking. Now, if you're going to be getting monthly clients, monthly, we'll say monthly bookkeeping, monthly payroll, you're generally talking to someone that has a business. It generally has maybe employees or contractors, and generally the more employees and contractors you have, the more busy you are, right? Especially when you have family as well, you have children. You're generally not going to be scrolling on social media, trying to learn stuff at that point, right? The only people that really are going to be scrolling social media are people that are thinking about starting a business, or maybe they're a consumer and they have a lot of free time, right? And, those are the people that kind of consume, not the people who are your ideal clients. So a lot of people do is they try and make endless and endless amounts of content, and then they get a bunch of people booking calls on their calendar, but those people can barely afford to pay them $300, $400 a month. It's because content is going to attract people who are not really sizable enough to really start paying you a higher amount of money. The only difference between that and content that I would encourage my students in my program to make is content that sways people who are maybe on the fence about working with you to change their opinion, change their mind, change their thought process. So there's a very, very distinct caveat. What most people use content for is to try and get new people to know they exist. What we would use content for, and like most of our students don't even have to post because like it's just very simple, the process we use, but just in case you watch this, maybe you still want to post, right? I'm going to give you a solution. You do it for people that have already been on a consultation call or who are already interested in potentially working with you, and you just handle different objections. So some objections you might have are, it's too expensive, I need to think about it, I don't know if I need you, I could do this myself, maybe I have an existing bookkeeper, maybe I can go have my CPA do my bookkeeping. All the different objections you might get on your consultation calls, your content needs to go and really talk to those people. And one way you can get the right people to see it is someone who's been on your consultation call, you send them a link to the piece of content you've written so you at least know someone who's interested in potentially buying sees that post, right? Social media is about control and consumption. Control and consumption. So you're controlling who's seeing your stuff and you're making sure they consume it as many different ways and different times as possible. As long as you have that, then growing your business does become a lot like simpler. Now, another thing that I like doing, right, is that you can either go one-to-one or one-to-many. Now on social media, oftentimes, like most people are thinking about one-to-one. Like they're trying to like make content, they're trying to like talk to people, whatever, to go and get one client. So they spend a lot of time going after one client. I instead like to do one-to-many. That means I use one unit of energy, 1 unit of time, and then I start getting more and more results out of it. Now, these are not necessarily like mutually exclusive. Like you can do both. Like I will do both, right? So I'll have conversations with people on social media who are in my target market or kind of fit some of the demographics or have like indicated on the post that they're interested potentially in buying. But then I like doing one-to-many stuff where it's like, you know, you build a relationship with someone who has a lot of individuals. Like maybe they own like a local networking group. Maybe they have like a local association. Maybe they have like a business owner network. Maybe they just know a lot of business owners just because they're like different incubators and stuff with different like tech startups, right? But it's all about thinking who has my ideal clients already inside of their like relationship kind of sphere of influence. That's just the sphere of people who know you exist, right? When you understand that, then growing your business becomes very easy. For example, one of my students, Maggie, she signed up a few clients last week, right? She got 20 clients from one referral partner, okay? That's a lot, right? When your minimum price is $500 per month, 500 times 20 is about $10,000 per month. But she was getting clients for like $1,000, $2,500, $3,000 per month thrown in there, right? So she grew her business very, very quickly, right? But it wasn't like she was sporadically posting. She just made one relationship. She got them to start sending a lot of clients to her. She was just really good at getting people to want to sign up. Now, she wasn't always like that. We did have to like work very heavily on her sales skills and her sales ability to be able to go and actually capitalize on the leads, right? Because at first she would get the leads, but she just wouldn't really know how to close them. So then first step for most people is getting leads, right? And we helped her, you know, get the partnerships. Here's how you save partnerships. Here you talk to them. Here's how you get them to actually want to send clients to you. From there, it's okay, so cool. So here's what you actually do on your consultation calls to make sure that you actually close them. Then also on your consultation calls, here's how you really raise the perceived value of you and your service so people are willing to pay you more money. And that's how you start getting 20 clients, 30 clients over the span. Another student named Suzanne, she got 60 clients from February to December in one of the years, right? And it was just like, it was like 2 clients every single week from April to December. So it started off in February, but like really April to December, that's when one partner just with literally 2 like new paying clients every single week, right? It was really, really ridiculous, but it was also like one partnership, right? So again, it's 1 unit of energy to be able to go and get many results, right? And it's just very, very, very efficient. Now, if you want to learn how to do some of this stuff in your business, like maybe even trying, you watch my videos or whatever, and you want help doing this, just book a call, see if I can help you. There's a link in the description below. But next thing is, okay, so there's a 2-pronged approach, right, when we're going after clients. Now, in my previous video on this channel, I talked about, having 3 main channels, like two passive, 1 active, right? But in this one, I'm going to be talking a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about like one that's like for now and one that's for the future. Now, personally, I like, again, the partnerships for the long term because I know 1 unit of energy is going to keep giving me more and more clients. Now, in some cases, like you might not know how to get them to give you clients right away, right? So when it comes to partnerships, I always like having between like 5 to like 10 minimum of these partnerships, because you don't know if someone's going to give you a lead today or if it's going to be like 6 months or 12 months, right? In some cases, like you might have one where it's like they give you like no clients for like at least like a week or 2 weeks or a month, and all of a sudden they give you 6 clients like 2 months later, right? It's like, oh, I forgot this person even existed, but now they're sending me leads, right? So what I like to do is actually the short run as well, which is making sure that if you're going to be doing LinkedIn, you still have that one-to-one kind of communication, right? So understanding like who's your target market, what to say, how to go get to them, right? And that's when you start getting more of like that shorter term revenue, especially if you're charging for like a cleanup fee. So like, for example, last year Eileen got her first large client on Christmas. It was an $8,000 cleanup and then $800 per month. So she got paid, I believe she got the full amount because the person wanted to get us some extra expenses for their taxes. So he just paid the whole thing up front, $8,000 up front on Christmas Day. It's an amazing Christmas present, right? But it came from LinkedIn. So being able to understand like, where to go, what to say, how to say it to get someone actually interested and someone really believing that you're the person who can help them out, even without doing a lot of stuff. Like it wasn't like it took a million back and forth. It wasn't like she had to go and like prove herself. The person was just in a lot of heat. We showed her to really understand who are those people and then start messaging that and then making it really easy for her to be able to go get the clients, right? And then once you have those basic needs met of like being able to go and get clients, then it really becomes like a challenge of like, capacity. And then once you're able to do that, just keep learning how to like build your capacity, be able to handle more and more clients, take on better quality clients, take on clients where you're charging more, but giving less time away. That's when you can really start scaling this business. Not only make it to, 6 figures, but, eventually mid 6 figures, like 20K, 30K, 40K per month. And then it gives you a lot more, security and comfort in your life. So hopefully you learned something new with this video. If you want some help growing a business from someone who's been where you're trying to go ahead and click on the link inside the description, book a call with myself or a member of my team to see if we can help you inside our mentorship program. Like we can't help everybody, but for the people we can help, we do think it's a good fit. We're generally able to give you guys some pretty good results. So I'd love to be able to have a chance to help change your life. If that's you and you're interested in learning more about if there's potentially a fit, go ahead and click the link inside the description, book a call. We'll see you on the other side. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.